California enacts alternate side of the street pooping. In drastic measure, Governor Newsom has declared that the state of California will be stepping up its policies to curtail the trend of citizens using the street as a toilet. The state will institute alternate side of the street pooping. California, known as the excrement capital of the USA, took the measure and hoped to lessen the risk of disease and pestilence. In certain areas of San Francisco, the situation is extremely dire, and the crap is 6 inches deep as far as the eye can see. Okay, so I know that the, what is this? MadhouseMagazine.com. I know that this is a joke, but seriously, here in California, this isn't even a joke. This is actually, like, pretty legit. As of probably 2 weeks ago, yeah, it was when I took my grandma and my mom over to see the movie, Sound of Freedom. We were cruising by a bus stop in a small rural town, and this small rural town isn't even that crazy yet. Like, there's an okay amount of homeless people, but I can definitely tell you that in the last 2 years, the amount of homeless people has probably tripled in these small towns. And as we were cruising by the bus stop, there was a homeless guy just dropped his pants all the way down, bare butt, Main Street, and just started taking a dump right in front of my mother and grandmother. And as much as I didn't want to see some nasty old guy's hole, I couldn't help but be quite entertained by the reaction of my mother and grandmother. I told my grandma we could go back and look again if she wanted to, but she did not seem to appreciate that offer and wanted to continue driving. The governor stated that he got the idea from New York City's alternate side of the street parking. In New York City, drivers must remove their cars based on the day of the week. This allows for the sanitation department to sweep and clean the streets. The same principle will apply here, said Newsom. For example, on a street running east to west, degenerates can only poop on the south side of the street for a few hours a day, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On other days, you poop on the north side. It is very easy. Of course, Sundays and holidays will be a free-for-all. Poop wherever you want until your heart's content. So here in California, you can totally see the expansion of just degeneracy. Probably 2 months ago, I was cruising through a town called Marysville, which is up in Northern California, hauling equipment to a job site. As I came down the Marysville Bridge, I could see a couple of tweakers standing there by where the old Mervyn's was. And as I was sitting at the red light, I could see these two clearly homeless drug addicts standing there on the side of the street, digging through their backpack and retrieving a little bag of some white powder substance, clearly drugs. Clearly not Parmesan cheese like our president's son. And they continued to pull it out of the bag and snort it up their nostrils right there at the red light. Which is kind of sad because I know as a Class A driver, if I was just to run right through that red light, I would be the one that got a ticket. But anyways, this is just the degeneracy of the state of California at this current moment. The world is my toilet. Not everyone is in favor of the idea though. Street persons Nancy Mislanik told Madhouse News, "What the fuck? North, south, east, west. I'm not a compass. I poop when I have to wherever I am. The world is my toilet." Offenders will be given a $65 fine and will be deloused and sprayed with DDT by code enforcement. They will also be given free hypodermic needles, condoms, and candy. They will then be automatically registered to vote and given a stimulus check and unemployment. It is absolutely amazing that an article like this that is obviously clearly humorous has so much truth to it. Like, it is absolutely amazing. Here in Sacramento, you can see kind of the problems with homelessness. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't even live super close to Sacramento, but it's somewhere I go through often. And in the last 3 years, I've seen the amount of homelessness just get completely out of control. Governor Newsom signs legislation to address homelessness and mental health services. Highlights $22 billion housing and homelessness package. I'm not exactly sure where that $22 billion went, but I'm sure basically none of it actually went to help the homeless situation here, because ever since this was done back in September 29th, 2021, stuff has gotten twice as bad. And I'm not even kidding about it being twice as bad. Since 2021, in the last 2 years, the amount of homelessness has gone out of freaking control. I've seen the other day with the homeless guy pooping on the sidewalk in front of us. I've seen in another little town over here, turds all over the sidewalk. The company that I work at, we had to move offices because there was constantly poop behind our dumpster. We were getting our trucks broken into by homeless people, and we finally had to change locations because it was too dangerous there for us. And come to think of it, probably 6 months ago, I got to see two homeless people on the side of Highway 99 up towards a town called Yuba City, heating up a glass globe on the main road with a blowtorch, getting ready to smoke some meth in front of everybody. So if you don't live in California, don't move here. And if you do live in California, stay here because you made it this way. What a clown world we live in, you know? I don't claim to be somebody that knows a lot about a lot, but I do think that the $22 billion that was put into our supposed homeless population could have possibly been used to start a program that drug tested homeless people. Not saying that there's not a lot of crazy people that actually have serious mental issues, and that's why they're homeless, because obviously those people should be able to retrieve help and be dealt with their issues and hopefully healed back to the point where they can actually have an enjoyable life and be part of the community again. But I do think if you're going to get a free cell phone and free housing and free food and free medical and free hypodermic needles, that possibly you could end that all in one step by requiring drug testing for receiving something like food stamps or welfare. And it would probably greatly improve the lives of most of the people.